Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Dakota Fundraising News Podcast. Today is Wednesday, April 23rd. As a reminder, we've been saying this all the time. We're going to keep saying it. The Dakota Allocator Conference on May 19th, Monday, May 19th in New York City. We cannot wait to see you all there. If you have not registered yet, you can still register on our website, but we are approaching a wait list. So try and get on it as soon as you can. We're really looking forward to that. While we're on the topic of events, if you're headed to Super Return, I've been teasing this for months now, but we are going to Super Return this year. We're having a very big celebration the evening before the conference starts. That is Tuesday, April 3rd. We'll be at Bless Restaurants. Bless is spelled in all caps, which is just kind of fun, in Berlin. It'll be really fun. I'll be there. Our founder and CEO, Guy Costin, will be there. Our head of international, James Goodman, will be there. A few other folks from our team are going to be there. And big news, as of the time we're recording this today on April 22nd, we have over 100 people registered. There is no limit on that one. Let's blow the roofs off of the Bless restaurant in Berlin.
It's the first time I heard that. It's a great number.
Yeah, we're pumped about it. Let's jump into things, though. We'll just hit it off with job changes. Konch, I'll start this off because I kind of want you to do the RIA stuff today, if you don't mind. Great. So we'll do Nomura Capital Management first. So Nomura, obviously a multi-credit manager, intermediary, and institutional clients. They've appointed Ashu Pal as their head of portfolio management. They have joined from the $70 billion Maryland State Retirement and Pension System, where they led direct lending, asset-based lending, real estate debt, among other things in the public and private credit sectors. Moving over to Bangalore, Shandar Garissa has joined Clay Pond Capital, which is the family office of Manipal Group. I do not know what Manipal Group is, but that is Ranjan Pai, who is the managing director and chairman of the Manipal Group, and Shandar Garissa has joined.
High likelihood that you butchered those names, so check that out in Dakota Marketplace.
And then finally, this one I'll try not to butcher. Alexander, I think I can handle that one. Dorf has been named the Deputy CIO at the Arizona Public Safety Personnel Retirement System. They have $23 billion under management. He's joining from UPS's pension plan, where he's a senior private equity portfolio manager.
Nice, Pat. Yeah, I'll take over the new RIAs here in the M&A segment. We do have two newly launched RIAs. My turn to butcher some names here, but two different advisors started up their own RIA out in Illinois. You have Bauman. He goes by Ben Barzideh, and then Matthew Nadeau. They've launched Barzideh Nadeau Wealth Management. Again, that's based out in Barrington, Illinois. Barzideh previously was affiliated with Triad Investors and Raymond James, and then Nadeau was previously affiliated with the Peterson Financial Group for a little over 16 years there. They received conditional approval from the SEC on March 12th. So again, always exciting to see new RIAs and call them out. Another new RIA that was just launched, Sardis Group, based out in Atlanta. This is launched by Callan McBurnett and San Dunlap, formerly from the Angel Oak Capital Advisors team. Approved from the SEC on April 16th, so just a little over a week ago. Sardis Group has around $198 million in regulatory assets under management. This is according to their Form ADV filing. All that information you can find in Dakota Marketplace. Last one here, Bradley Foster and Sargent BFS, a Hartford, Connecticut-based investment firm. They have acquired Napatree Capital, which is a $350 million RIA based out in Westerly, Rhode Island. So not a new RIA, but an acquisition here that we just wanted to call out. Napatree was founded in 2018 by Jeff Ligori, who joins BFS as executive vice president, so he'll be sticking with the team there. Aaron Simmons, a wealth advisor over at Napatree, he's going to become a portfolio manager for BFS. They will be maintaining their offices in Rhode Island and in Massachusetts. As of the latest Form ADV filing, the firm had $7.7 billion in assets. Searches though, Pat, why don't you kick us off here? We had two pretty interesting ones and then a pacing plan from San Antonio.
Yeah, two interesting ones. One pretty interesting because it's an area we don't hear about a ton. I'll start with that actually. So the Government of Guam Retirement Fund has issued a search for real assets that is due exactly 1 month from when we're recording this. That is May 22nd, 2025. The government is seeking proposals from investment firms for diversified real assets. The link for that can be found in Dakota Marketplace. Moving over to something we're more familiar with, Callan releasing a search for a pension plan that they have not yet disclosed, but Callan looking for a US-based pension plan that is conducting a search for qualified real estate investment managers to partner with them through a joint venture program that is going to be total equity commitments between $150 million to $300 million. Club deals or managed accounts with share control may also be considered, but the preferred structure, as I mentioned, is a joint venture partnership wherein the client will hold majority control rights. And then finally, a little different, more standard to our usual programming is San Antonio Police and Fire Pension Fund with over $4 billion under management now. They have released their pacing commitments for private markets for 2025. That is going to be $100 million to private equity that will maintain a 9% target, $100 million to private debt, maintaining a 9% target, and $20 million to real assets, maintaining their 5% target. They have approved some upcoming searches. There will be a $20 million private equity search for buyout managers, particularly in tech and enterprise software, and a $20 million real asset search for managers focused on secondary infrastructure investments.
Nice, Pat. I'm sure we'll call those out when we learn more about them. Let's just stick with the pension plans for now. We have commitments from two significant pensions most people should be familiar with, starting out with the LA Fire and Police Pension System, $32 billion in assets. They use RBK, Townsend, and Portfolio Advisors as their consultants. They've allocated a little over $100 million to three different managers. This is coming from their April meeting. $15 million going to private equity in the Diversisys Capital Partners Fund 3. In real estate, $60 million going to the Townsend Real Estate Capital Solutions Fund 4. And then in private credit, $30 million there. Ares Special Opportunities Fund 3 receiving that allocation. Washington State Board, massive plan, $202 billion in assets. They use Mercer, Aon, Stepstone, and Alburn as their consultants. They've allocated $1.5 billion. This is from a recent email, I believe, that they shared with us. $500 million is going to Advent in their International GPE Fund 11, and then Evergreen Park Investment Fund, a private equity fund, receiving a $1 billion commitment. So some massive check sizes there from Washington State. More information on that you can find in Dakota Marketplace. We do have a couple of fundraising updates that we'll share. I guess I can start this one off, Pat, and then you can close this out. But Sculptor Capital, they have closed their tactical credit fund with nearly $900 million raised. That's going to be oversubscribing the fund with commitments from diverse investors, both new and existing investors for the firm. Sculptor has said that the fund is going to be focused on providing bespoke capital solutions across corporate, asset-based, and real estate credit markets.
I love it. There's nothing that gets me more excited than bespoke capital solutions across corporate and asset-based.
I just love the word bespoke.
Bespoke is fun.
It's a great word to say.
It flows well. Yeah. Well, cool. Nothing bespoke about this, although maybe. I guess I shouldn't say that. I'm not sure. I don't know this firm that well. But pre-seed and seed venture investor Sunflower Capital has secured $150 million in capital commitments for their second investment vehicle. That is the Sunflower Capital Investment 2. They have generated support from 69 investors, which has allowed them to reach their target. Fund 1, I actually do think we've covered in Dakota, raised $64.5 million. So over double for Fund 2. Congratulations on a successful sophomore raise. Another sophomore raise here, Ansor. They have reached their hard cap on their second fund. They're a UK-based manager. Their second fund was at a hard cap of 250 million pounds, roughly 331 million US, I think. And that is up more than double as well from the 172.4 million US predecessor. If you're not familiar, Ansor is a UK-based ground-up buy and build specialist across real estate. They have secured commitments from a diverse group of new and existing LPs, including US-based endowments and foreign and European investors. Wow. That was a word.
Yeah, that was a ton. We can, I guess I'll close this one out today. You already mentioned the May 19th conference. We've gone through the list of speakers in a bunch of our previous podcasts, but I was just looking at the website. Looks like we have officially added Margaret Belmondo from NEPC, partner and consultant there, that will be speaking at the conference. So it's a new one to add to the slate. So again, if you're not registered, you can do so on our website, dakota.com. I'll go over some of our other upcoming events too. Pat already mentioned the event out in Berlin. Next week we'll be out in Tampa, though. The Union New America will be in LA on May 6th. That's a rescheduled event from earlier in the year. That it's at the Beverly Hills Hotel. Philadelphia, May 19th for the Dakota Conference, and then again on May 21st. If you missed that one, we'll be at the Union League of Philadelphia. You can see Pat on June 3rd and again on June 11th in London, right?
Euro Summer.
Yep, Ham Yard Hotel. Man, who's gonna do work when you guys are gone? And then Chicago. If you missed us, I think we were just there a couple weeks ago.
We're there today.
We're there today as we're recording this. You can meet us again June 24th at Morgan's on Fulton if you missed us today. But that's going to wrap it up. We'll be back on Friday. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everyone.